Hello, oh my goodness, hello everyone. Um, Welcome back to Bovine Budgeting. Just knocking stuff off. That is very typical for me. This is Alonzo, and I'm here today to stuff my sinking funds for the week. So let's get started. Actually, no, first we will go through what I've spent this past fortnight. It was a pretty chill fortnight. I didn't spend much. So let me see. I spent 184.80 on my Mikey. I spent 220 on therapy. I spent 90. Oh my goodness, what is that? 96.45 on donating. So that was my tithing, and I gave that one to one of my friends, Bugs, who has a GoFundMe set up for his what do you call it? It's like a caravan, but an RV. There's basically some issues with the RV he lives in, and it's not very livable at the moment. I'm going to link it down below. If any of you have any extra money, if you could put that towards there, that would be wonderful, and that would help him out a lot. If you don't have the money, that's totally fine, but yeah, I figured I would at least share it around. Especially with the exchange rate, I spent about 100, and that only became about 60 US, so it's not the best at the moment, but that's what it is. I spent 25 on a ticket to Twilight. I saw it at the Moonlight Cinema with one of my friends. It was fantastic. I haven't seen it in ages, and it was funny. It was just a lot of money. But I did like watching it. I just think it should have been a free thing in the park. It did not feel like 25 bucks worth. I spent $1 on a Slurpee. I did go to Sushi Train. I did not like Sushi Train, but I went, and that's important. And I did spend 10 bucks there because there wasn't much I liked on the menu, and then I was hungry afterwards, so I spent 5 bucks on getting some chips. And that is what I spent the past fortnight, so let me go through this. $501.25 was necessary, 10 bucks was not strictly necessary, 31 was not necessary, and $16 of that all was on eating out. So let's stuff. I also did something new this week. I don't know if this is going to stay. I'm trying it out, but I do want to have I'm going to call it float, but like a amount that I definitely want to have in each envelope. Like, that is what I want. And so I'm going to see what I have now, and then roughly start trying to work towards making sure I have these. Also, whilst prioritizing doing the tax course and the other one. But anyway, let's get started. We'll go through the envelopes. And while I'm doing that, I'm also just going to record what we've got. But of course, we have to do the Saving Siblings Challenge this week. So let's see what it is this week. It is $20 for Alonzo. Oh my goodness, Alonzo. Do you recognize who that is? It looks familiar, certainly. Anyway, this one is down below. This is the higher income version, but I do have a lower income version if you stuff with smaller amounts. So yeah, go check it out. It's free down below. Okay, so I'm going to do $20. Oh, and I also do have a bit of extra money from a garage sale. I'm not putting it in here, but it does mean that I'm going to be stuffing that in for like a month. But it does mean I do have change if I need to make change. So I'm going to put in 20. Let me see what I can do without making change. I can... That's really annoying. Okay, well, I might actually have to take myself up on that. Give me a second. Let's see if there's anything I can swap in here, or else I'll swap with my own change. Oh my goodness, okay, here it is, 20, 40, 50. So I'm just going to put a 50 in here. Which will go in there. And then put a 20 into the Saving Siblings Challenge. Which is right there. There it is. Sorry, let me see how much we've got. We've got 100, 200, $245, which is awesome. So I'm very happy about that one. Gonna put that one away, and next week it will be 25 for Crimith. And the week after is, I'm dreading that one. I don't know why I chose to make it so big, but that's fine. I'm gonna put that one away. Close. And let's go through this one and see what we are putting to what. So we've got eating out. In another silly story this week, I made some new dashboardy cover type things. Um, I printed them at work, and then of course I forgot to take them home. So don't have a printer at home. You're stuck with these for another 2 weeks, but in a fortnight's time, you'll get to see the ones that I printed yesterday. Oh my goodness. Eating out. Let me see. We've got nothing. Okay, that's easy to write down. Let me do it in. I'll do it in pink because I love pink. Pink is definitely my favorite color. Okay. $0. And I did plan to put $50 into this one, so that's easy. And woohoo, we're done. Yay. Okay, on to the next one. Clothes. I'm not going to put anything in clothes this time, but I'll see how much I've got. Come on. 20, 30. $30 in clothes. Okay, yeah, how has your guys' week been? I have really just, I've been doing a lot of work. And it's just a bit hectic, to be honest. 15 gifts, but I'm not adding anything today. But yes, no, I got to leave a bit early on Friday, so that was at least good. Let me see, groceries. I wanted to add 20 to groceries. Let me see how much we've currently got. I've got, sorry, I've got 10. If I add 20, that will be 30. So we're not quite there, but we're close. Ooh, go away. There we go. But yeah, so I've just been very overworked last week, and then this week it's quietened down so much, and it feels weird. But I was working from home today, and so I just really took advantage of it, did it in my pajamas, all of that fun stuff. I'm not putting anything to health, but I do want to have 100. Let's see how much we've got in health. We've already got 100. 140 $140 in health. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna leave that one as it is, but I'm definitely gonna write that down and color it in. Damn it. 140. Yes, so I don't even know. I don't even have anything planned. I wish I could be I've got so. Oh, actually, no, I'm going clubbing on the weekend. I don't fully know what I'm going to be doing, but I'm excited to give it a go. 1 second, car. I'm not going to add anything to car this time, but I've got 300 as my goal, and I've currently got 230. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm going to go clubbing. I'm going to see how cheap I can do it. So I don't know if I'm going to drink. I might either drink or just do it sober. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of that. I don't know. I should not have colored that. Why did I color that one in? That's really annoying. Just going to do a bigger box and hope I remember that for next time. I'll just label this one not pink. Oh my gosh. But yeah. So I don't... No, I'm not going to do this one. Not going to do this one. Okay, admit 1. I do want to put $10 too. What color should I do admit 1? I feel like I should do yellow and make it blend in with the yellow that I chose for the title. Maybe I was thinking golden ticket. I'm not sure, to be honest, but it is what it is. But yeah, so clubbing on the weekend, and then I have no idea. I'm having a very chill day. Oh, I did apply at my church to be a bell ringer, so I'm waiting to hear back on if I'll be accepted or not, but I think it would be very fun to be able to ring the bells. Fantastic. You see, to my tax prep course, I wanted to put $10. Give me a second. Nope, that's okay. I will use my spare money that I have from my garage sale. I specifically requested all of the smaller notes because I knew something like this would happen, so there we go. 20, 30, 40, 50. I'm gonna put a 50 away. Ah, come back. I just dropped it on the floor. But yes, I don't know. I feel like I've got to start doing like way more fun and exciting things. I've started a different course in like project management or something. It was free, so I thought I'd do it. That is unfortunately my life. So right now I'm just studying, doing some random courses in the hopes that I can like beef up my resume. Oh, I sound so American when I say resume, my CV. But yeah, that's literally all I have on at the moment. And I restarted Pretty Little Liars, which is so bad. I love it. I actually never finished it. When it got to the time jump, I just gave up. It was terrible. And I thought, you know what, I'll actually stick it out. Because my friend had just watched all the new stuff. That is 200, no, not 200, oh my goodness. $80. $80 to repaying back the tax course. So yeah, but when I was talking with a friend and they had done this, hang on, I'm going to put, oh, that was stupid, I should have done the 2 5s, hang on, swap that for a 10 and I'll take the 5s out, and I wanted to do $15. Wait, no I didn't, I wanted to do 30. Okay, well I didn't need the 5s anyway, doesn't matter. I'm going to do $30 to this one. Sorry, yeah, anyway, talking about the Pretty Little Liars, when it was, let me just see if I can go closer. Yeah, my friend was talking about how atrocious it gets in the final season, and they were rewatching the whole show at work because they do like a data entry type job where they can just be watching TV at work. And I thought, you know what, I never finished it. I want to talk crap about this show. This sounds terrible. Let me finish it. Oh my goodness, I got through I started halfway through season 6 around the time jump, and it took me maybe like 2 days to get to the season 7 already. Like I'm already on the second episode of season 7, and I'm hoping to finish it by the end of the week. But I'm kind of becoming obsessed with this show. It's so bad, and it's just, yeah, it's definitely not as fun as an adult. Like it's not as higher stakes, but it's funnier. So I've got $90 to repaying back the gift that I bought for a friend of theatre tickets. And finally, I want to put $10 to this one. Oh, come on. There we go. $10 to this one. I don't know how I'm going to colour this. What colour are paint palettes? Should I do different colours, or should I do all the same colour but make it like a palette colour? I have no idea. There's not really room for a lot of detail. Maybe I'll do this light blue and I'll do like a like that. It's like I'm colouring the paints, kind of. I think that looks kind of cool. And I'll do this light pink. Okay, so $10 to Jesmonite. No challenges complete. I mean, these aren't really challenges anyway, but no money that I have to take out and put anywhere else. Oh, and this is, you might notice that this is like opening and closing way easier. And it's because I realized, so between here is 8 beads of a gap. And for some reason, I'd only made it with 7 beads. So the front one had 8, this one had 7. And so I literally cut it in half and like added a whole layer and refused it. It was a mess. And then this didn't work well. I had to hole punch it. This one it was bad, to be honest. Unlike this one I made, and it's so much better. This is just the second one I made, but already is like opening and closing way easier. But yeah, anyway, so ooh, that is thick. That is very, very thick. Cool. Please join me next week when we will be going through my sinking funds binder. No, not sinking funds. Today was sinking funds. My savings challenges binder. This is sinking funds. And then yeah, next week, because I've already finished the eating out and the health, not the car, I might actually, maybe I'll star what I want to focus on next week. I think I want to focus on groceries and then maybe gifts. It's a star. It doesn't look like a star, but just trust me, it's a star. But yeah, so I'll try to focus on that one next fortnight, and then slowly I want to get to all of these being coloured in, and we will be able to have a more consistent system, and then that way I don't have to, dip into my savings to pay for a gift or to pay for something. I'll just have the money there. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will link the Saving Siblings Challenge below, as well as the GoFundMe for my friend, if any of you have spare money, and can chuck it towards him. If not, again, no worries, no pressure, but I'll pop it there just in case. And this is a bye-bye from me and from Alonso. Have a lovely week. Bye!